Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tilson Live. It is Tuesday. It is 2 o'clock. We are coming at you live on Facebook, live on YouTube, as we do each and every single week. I'm Eric Allered, part of the fourth generation of the Tilson family, joined as I am each and every single week by the one and only, the great, the marvelous, the magnificent, Dawn Dantzler. Good afternoon, Dawn.
Hey, Eric. How's it going?
It's great. It's actually, y'all, that's her favorite part of the show, is not knowing at all how I'm going to introduce her.
Pretty much.
I refuse to have a consistent cold open, because then it's not a cold open anymore. It's not cold. So anyway, all that to say, guys, it is Tuesday. It is 2 o'clock. We are coming at you live on YouTube, live on Facebook. We are here to answer all of your questions, discuss all things building a custom home on your land. That's why we do this. We do the show for you, to make the process more transparent, to make it easier, to remove all that doubt, to remove the fear of the unknown, because it doesn't have to be unknown. We know it. We've been there. People watching this show have been there. So jump in, tell us where you're watching from, where you are building, what part of the process you are in. We want to hear from you. We want questions that you may be asking. Folks, if you are a current Tilson customer and you're in the process, tell us that too. We love hearing about that. We love to hear your why, where you're building. That's a big, important part of that. And if you've already done this, you're done, you've closed, you've enjoyed the time out there with your family, you got to swing in the tire swing, sit on the back porch, do the things, share that too, because there's folks on here, that's what they're after. That's what they're trying to get to, and they just don't know how to navigate that. We're here to help them. The rest of this community is here to help. That's why we do this show. So we're going to jump in. You're going to tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, part of the process you are in. And while you do that, Dawn's going to tell us what we're talking about today, besides whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So the planned discussion for today, but like Eric said, we will talk about whatever you want to talk about, is to kind of talk about one of our most popular models. So it's the Barton Springs model out of our Georgetown office. If you've been hanging around the Tilsonverse for a while, you will know that's the artist formerly known as the Driftwood, that before that was known as something else. So they can't
San Bernard.
San Bernard.
I should have done a trivia question.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
And also, so what happened recently with that Driftwood plan is it had a sister plan called the Cypress that was essentially the same layout. So with all of our portfolio modifications and stuff, we have merged the two together, and that's why it was rechristened, so to speak, the Barton Springs. So we our drafting team worked on putting together some great new elevations, changed up some of the custom option features, and so that's why we kind of renamed the plan.
Awesome.
But yeah, just very excited. It's very, very popular plan, very pretty model. Highly recommend you go see it. But if you can't get out there, well, we're going to show you what it looks like.
And you'll have a very mediocre tour guide through the video, so stand by for that. That's going to be great.
We got our money's worth from our talent, as
100%.
we always do.
100%. You did. So yeah, folks, again, jump in. Look, we want to talk about the Barton Springs. We're going to do that. We're going to show you all these beautiful features, custom options, the things we've seen other people do with it. And that's great. And it's going to be really cool. But in addition to that, you got any questions at all about site evaluation, about site preparation, about permitting, about construction cost, about what to expect in construction, or what to inspect in construction, and financing? We can talk all of those things. We want to remove that fear from you guys, make this process as smooth and efficient. It's actually part of our mission statement. Who knew, right? Making the process smooth and efficient. This is part of that. So
I thought we were just supposed to write those down, put them on the wall, and forget about them. No?
We have done that too. Yes, we have done that in the past. We have those also. They make us feel better as a company. Yeah, as a company. Anyway, no, for real. Like, y'all jump in. We want to hear from you. We want you to ask all your questions. We want you to get all those questions answered. This is a great place to do that. It isn't the only place to do that, but for the next hour, it's probably the best place to do that. So.
For sure.
Dawn, who in the world's joining us today? We have some esteemed guests, I see.
We do. We have Misty coming in from Mansfield, building the San Jacinto in Hood County. Awesome.
Beautiful.
Good to see you again. We got First Man coming over from YouTube saying, Eric, we met you Saturday in Angleton. We were the last two guys who left with the mocked up elevation. We wanted you to be the first to know. We have chosen Tilson to be our builder, and we're building the Arlington model. Awesome. That's great.
Farron and Adrian from, I think, Sealy, Texas is where they're building, if I remember right. So
yeah, he says, we're Farron and Adrian. We'll be notifying the Katy office shortly. I just wanted to say
I knew first.
Everyone has been so kind that helped us make our decision. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for letting us know.
No, Dawn, I got to tell you, they had gone to great lengths in Photoshop with from online, and had mocked it up beautifully. I may or may not have asked if they outsource their work, so you may be hearing from them. I don't know, but
okay.
They had done great work on the plan. It was really, really cool to see how they'd made it their own. But yeah, we had a great turnout for our behind the sheetrock tour in Angleton, folks. There's another opportunity for those that comes up. You really should attend. Zach Rivera did an amazing job. The whole team in Angleton did an incredible job. And of course, the subject matter is what everybody wants. We're showing you where it all matters, kind of what we're doing behind what other builders may be hiding from you. Maybe. Not to cast doubt. Little seeds.
It's just, yes, our models are beautiful. They're great when they're furnished and you walk through them, but the quality is hidden. It's behind the sheetrock. It's behind all the pretty stuff. And so you really need to try to get a look at construction. So I'm so excited that we've been able to offer more opportunities this year for people to do that.
Yeah. And thank y'all for coming out very much. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Now I'm excited about seeing that elevation. I'm going to have to stalk their file so that I can see it when it gets uploaded. We got Jason saying, what's up, guys? Hey, Jason, good to see you again. We got Tracy watching from Spring. We had a great sales experience with Ross and our building in St. Augustine. We should have the foundation next Tuesday. Oh, how exciting.
Beautiful. Yeah, take some pictures, send them to us.
Yeah, send us pictures.
That is deep East Texas. There's no doubt about it. St. Augustine is deep East Texas. Beautiful.
Nice. We got Denise saying, afternoon from Pearland, planning stage with the Canyon D in Washington County, trying to get on the schedule to have someone come out for a site evaluation to make sure we are removing the right trees.
That's good. Perfect. Yeah, we'll be out there soon. And I got to ask Denise, so then Dawn was with me when we drove down there, and it came up again. I was driving down to Angleton. Who paid for
the pears? Yeah.
Beautiful pears on 288. Like, who decides, you know what we need? Big green pears. Otherwise, how would you know it's Pearland? How would you possibly know? So just curious if that may be one of the reasons you're leaving Pearland. I don't know, but you're definitely not going to get lost going to Pearland.
It's pretty, which I can say because it wasn't my tax dollars. But
looks pretty expensive. That's what it looks like.
We've got Eric saying greetings from Beaumont. Hey, Eric.
What's up, Eric? Welcome back, man.
And then we've got Heather saying, afternoon, guys. Our house is almost complete in Liberty Hills. Super excited. Nice.
Beautiful. Thanks, Heather.
Denise says that her taxes paid for the pears. It was ridiculous.
They're pears.
I feel you. I live in a town that put in I think it was a $5 million sculpture that is fake rods holding up, not a suspension bridge. But
suspending a bridge is not suspended.
It's suspending a non-suspension, just to make it look like maybe it was a suspension bridge. It was really weird. It's really weird. Oh. I get mad every time I see it. I try not to go there. We've got Monica saying, I'm trying to see what we qualify for with another company. Can you look at different companies at the same time?
Okay, so if we're talking about qualification standpoint, I'm thinking that's financing is where my head goes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you can. So I would ask first, if you already submitted your information, that's okay. They're going to pull a commercial credit report, ideally, and hopefully what they have is multiple programs. So in other words, there may be some programs that you don't qualify for, but others that you do. There's more than one way to finance a home, even a permanent home. So, you got a construction loan is one way to finance the build of a home, but outside of that, the permanent, like you've got FHA, you've got VA, you've got Texas Vet, you've got, in some cases, rare cases, USDA, you've got a lot of conventional options that range from 5% equity all the way to 25% equity required down. So there's lots of ways to qualify. If for some reason they tell you no, I ask why first, and then most importantly, what's the path to qualification? But also ask, what all programs did you try to qualify me under? I do know that Wagon Hill Home Loans, our affiliated lender, has access to all of the ones I just mentioned. So anyway, just food for thought. I don't take no for an answer anyway in any situation, unless it's appropriate. But otherwise, I don't take no for an answer. No just means ask again later.
Yeah, and Monica, I'm not sure, you might be asking because there is some talk that if you do multiple credit checks, that it affects your credit score. They assume as long as you're doing it in the same period of time, if you're looking at mortgage financing, they're assuming that you're only buying one house, so it's not going to ding your credit. I know that's a rumor I had always heard that our lending team had explained to me. No, we assume you're only buying one house and you're just shopping loans and you're not actually going to get a loan from everybody. So it shouldn't negatively impact your credit score to do that.
Beautiful.
We got Chad, who apparently knows me well because he's phonetically spelt out his city name. So he's from Pflugerville, looking to build in Bell County. Awesome. Thanks for
Awesome.
joining us.
Getting out of what used to be country, now is big city. So
Yes. We got Suzette saying, are we able to start construction in conjunction of getting a plat? The reason I'm asking is because I've been told it takes up to 8 to 12 months to complete a plat.
wonderful question. And the answer is unfortunately no.
Yeah.
Most of the time, Suzette, or as far as I know, all the time, the ruling entity, whether that's a county or a municipality, so a city or a county, or even in some cases an ETJ of a city, the extraterritorial jurisdiction, which is kind of an agreed upon buffer zone that they're going to be annexing at some point. But in any of those three cases, they won't issue a permit. You can't get a septic or a building permit until the plat or replat has been completed. And I know we all think that the governments don't talk to each other, and they typically don't until it creates havoc for citizenry, and then they somehow find a very efficient way to talk to one another. So
Yeah.
in our experience, that's not something we've encountered where we're able to build prior to the plat being, and here's the why. So for a plat or replat to be done, it's not just a matter of the surveyor going out and doing the proper paperwork, putting the Mylars together, they submit those to the county. Well, that typically needs to go before the commissioner's court. So most counties in Texas have 4 or 5 county commissioners. They all are responsible for different precincts or jurisdictions, geographic, and then they meet collectively with the county judge, they're all elected officials. Don't ever forget that, and don't let them forget it. But it has to go before that commissioner's court and be approved. And then once it's approved, recorded at the county. So then as a recorded plat, it's part of the map and plat records of whatever county you're building in. And so theoretically, if they allowed construction to begin before that, you would be building on a piece of property that doesn't legally exist because the plat hasn't been accepted by the commissioner's court and thereby adopted as part of the map and plat county records. I know that sounds a lengthy response, but that's the why. It's not we don't want to. We'd love to.
Okay, makes sense.
The first time for everything.
Yeah,
maybe it's possible.
Monica's saying, thanks so much for the info. I have property already. Awesome. Then you're like halfway there. You got it. We got Meredith sharing. We just moved into our Brazoria in Bosque County. So worth the wait. Awesome. Meredith, we have actually been looking for a completed Brazoria to do pictures and a tour of. So if
Meredith
you
just
be
volunteered
in doing that, please shoot us a private message. We would love to see your house.
It'd be an honor.
Send
us pictures no matter what. But we would
send us pictures no matter what. But yeah, if you would allow us to come out and also take pictures, we would absolutely love that if you don't mind. So exciting.
All right, folks, keep the questions coming in. We are going to drop into the Barton Springs presentation and tour. So we want to see all your questions. Feel free to ask them. We're going to go through this, and we're going to go.
All right, awesome. All right, so we're talking about the Barton Springs model in Georgetown. Like I said, kind of gave you all the backstory of the history of the plan. So we are really excited. It used to just be a single elevation plan when it was the Driftwood and all the precursor names. But now we actually have 5 elevations. So this is the 4 non-model elevations. And you'll see that our drafting team went and made sure that you can really get this plan in any exterior look. The most popular ones we have, so the ones that you want. We've got the traditional farmhouse. We've got the up and coming, that kind of modern neo hill country look going on there in elevation E. And then we've got the traditional craftsman and the stone Texas ranch kind of look in addition to our model elevation. That has always been so incredibly popular, which is this D elevation, which is a combination of rock and stucco on the front. And you've got cedar accents on there, kind of bringing in the outdoors and just really looking great on your land. So very excited to share those new elevations. This plan is very popular, and part of the reason is just the efficiency for the size. It's a little under 2,400 square feet. It is a 3-bedroom plus a study. 2.5 bath, and it is actually a true split bedroom plan. So that means your master suite is off on one side, and all of the other bedrooms plus the study are on the complete other side of the house. So everybody has their privacy. You have no bedroom sharing walls in this home. Everybody has their own private, quiet space. And then you've got that beautiful family room, a very large family room that looks out on a huge back covered porch, as well as a great kitchen layout. And you've got that dining space in there. This one also has a powder room for your guest, as well as a very, very nicely sized utility room. And the master closets in these guys, very, very nice, very nice. Lots of space. It's actually got his and hers. So one actually off of the bedroom and one that is through the bathroom. And I think you can look at this and it's very clear which one belongs to which person.
Right.
So just a great, great little plan. This is our model in Georgetown. And on that, we do have a few of the custom options. The first most noticeable one you're going to see is we do have the 2.5 car garage option on this one. There are actually 5 options for garages that are pre-designed on the Barton Springs, and different numbers of bays, different locations of where those garage doors are. And there's actually some where the garage is located on the complete opposite side of the house. But this is that model, and it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, amazing.
These are the changes that we did make that you can't really see from that front picture that I showed you. But like I mentioned, the options that we've put in there are the attached 2.5 car side load car garage. We did also add an exterior door on the garage so that we can exit quickly out the back. It is alternate master bath 1 is what you're going to see in the model. This plan actually has 2 options to change out that master bath. But what you'll see in our model is the option that has the large walk-in shower and the separate soaking tub. Is what you'll get. We did add in a fireplace with a gorgeous stone surround and mantle. Just a great, great feature in the family room. We also added the rear porch with the cathedral ceiling option. And when you do cathedral ceiling the rear porch, it also cathedral ceilings the family room. And that's where you get, it's that big, beautiful porch with the cedar truss. Just absolutely gorgeous. In the kitchen, we did add a farmhouse sink, and we also added a counter bump out at the cooktop. So those are the options that you will see as we're going through all of our pictures and the videos.
Nice.
All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and start us on the video tour of the house.
Folks, drop your questions in the chat. We'll answer every one of them.
All right.
To some degree of accuracy. Howdy. I'm Eric Adder with Tilson Homes, part of the 4th generation of the Tilson family, and I'm so excited today you're going to join us on a tour of our Barton Springs model home in Georgetown, Texas. So let's take a look. So as you drive up to our design center here in Georgetown, one of the first things you're going to see is the Barton Springs model home. You'll see gorgeous stone exterior, beautiful cedar accents, and a gorgeous 8-foot tall door and side lights that really set this home off for you and your family. As you walk in the front door of the Barton Springs model, you're going to notice immediately your eyes are drawn to the back wall of beautiful glass, light pouring into the family room, a large wide open space for entertaining, and it really just draws you in all the way to seeing the outdoors of your land, which is why you're doing this in the first place. So as you walk into the family room of the Barton Springs model, you're going to realize why this is such a special plan. It's nice, wide and open, obviously open to the kitchen and dining area so that everyone can be gathering in one place, which is really what our customers are all about, having friends and family over, out on your land in a rural setting, and just enjoying one another's company in a great big family room. As you move from the family room into the kitchen space, you're going to find out why the Barton Springs is one of our #1 selling floor plans. The way that the kitchen is laid out, it's great for working in, but also allows everybody to accommodate and gather around the island. Huge workspace, lots of places to hang out. You got bar stools you can hang out in. You can still visit with everyone while you're doing the work, while you're washing the dishes or cooking, and everybody gets to come and hang out in one beautiful space. When you go into the kitchen from the family room of the Barton Springs model, you're going to realize really quickly that we have truly designed it to be a worked-in kitchen. So you're going to see a lot of pull-out trays on either side of the cooking space, in the prep area, and what we're doing that for is to make sure that whoever's working in this kitchen can get to all those hard-to-reach and heavier appliances, pots and pans. They're not fighting to get to things. It really is made for someone to accommodate and entertain a lot of people. All of our drawers that have full extension drawer glides, which is standard in all of the kitchens of our homes. You're going to see 42-inch upper cabinets, which are also standard in all of our homes. And we really have tried to make this space a nice, comfortable, working layout for someone who really is trying to entertain. A lot of the feedback we've gotten when designing our homes for our customers, most of which live in rural areas, is they aren't really looking for a formal dining space. They want one large eating area that can accommodate a dining table if they need to, which is what we've done here in the Barton Springs model. So you have one large dining space with a lot of natural light pouring in. We have a 6-person table, but it can easily accommodate an 8-person table if you needed to.
So yeah, just a gorgeous, gorgeous house. So this is that exterior of the home that we saw before. Like Eric was saying, beautiful cedar accents, just bringing the outdoors in, and just a gorgeous, stunning home with the stone and the stucco, and gave you a better view of that front covered porch there with the gorgeous front door.
Yeah, that kind of picture doesn't do it justice because it is that door unit with the side lights. It's 8 feet tall. It's massive, and you can see there's space above that. I can't remember the porch height of the ceiling, but it's 10 or 11 feet tall on the porch ceiling, and so it's really hard to get it for that scale. Also, this is one of the plans that does lend itself to a little bit narrower lot situation if you encounter that, even on an acreage type subdivision, because it's what we refer to as a J-swing garage. So you can come in and swing into that garage from the front. We also have a lot of customers that put those doors on the other side. They don't want people seeing those as they walk up, so they locate them literally just off. It costs nothing to do that. So it's a very flexible design that fits for this size home on a smaller lot than we're typically used to working on.
Yeah. It's a great plan for that. And this is that foyer as you walk in, which I think gives you a little bit more of appreciation for the height of that door, since we can get a little bit closer. But yeah, this is definitely one of those houses that I walk in, I feel a little bit short, which I'm not. I'm average height, but I do feel short when I go into a lot of our houses. But yeah, it's just a very, very large, impressive door. But you've got this nice entryway, for your home. That's just, to me, it's just the right amount of space that you don't feel like space is wasted, but you do get that separation between coming into the house and being immediately in living area.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then this is that gorgeous family room where you can see that wall of windows in the back. Adding the cathedral ceiling to the space just really, again, makes everything feel so much bigger. And then you really get to appreciate the views on the property. Basically, the back of the house is almost an entire wall of windows. So you're getting all this natural light just pouring in, and it's really beautiful and a very large space, and then open right there to the kitchen. So everybody's together when you're trying to get dinner ready. You're still, involved in whatever's happening in the family room. And then we've got an up close picture in there of that fireplace wall that we did, which is again just beautiful addition to the home.
Yeah, and lots of different options on that. We'll talk about more of those later, but the fireplace location has options. The size of the firebox has options. So there's a lot that can be done there.
Yeah, the type of fireplace, we can do the wood burning, we can do gas, we can do electric. You've got a lot of options, really lots of ways that you can customize your home. And then in the kitchen, we've got, I don't know, one of my pictures disappeared. Sorry, guys, you don't get to see the oven wall. I promise we have oven. There's an oven and a microwave. You saw them in the video. But yeah, just a gorgeous kitchen. Like I said, open to the family room. And you've got that large work island that really is enough space for you to work and still also have people sitting there chatting or helping or whatever way you prefer to cook. But yeah, there's a lot of cool features that you can see in this kitchen that we did add in some other stuff that Eric was talking about, like the pull-out trays are something that you can add into the kitchen, and we've done so in this model, and you can do that in any of our plans if that's something that's important to you. And just a beautiful, beautiful kitchen. The full extension drawers are standard on all of our homes, so you will get that feature as well. So yeah, just very cool. And then the last room that we saw in the video, I don't know, my thing's misbehaving. This is the dining area. Like I said, we've got a 6-person table here. You could easily go to an 8-person, and it leads out onto the back porch. And again, you've got 3 big, gorgeous windows, just bringing in all that natural light.
And again, we see a lot of people moving to this one eating area. It does lend itself, if you wanted to eat that their front room, you can use that as a formal dining. We've had some customers do that.
That's actually a pre-designed option now.
Most of them, this is more than enough space for what they're trying to accomplish. And again, you can put another leaf in that table and put 8 or 9 people there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Throw the kids outside.
Put the kids outside. That's awesome. All right. Well, we do have quite a few questions coming in, including one that I think I accidentally missed. So we've got Chad asking, do you do land clearing? We have about 3 acres of cedar away from the home site that need to be mulched or removed.
So what we can, we can certainly put you in contact with one of our clearing contractors. It'd kind of be up to you if you wanted to do like one of those hydroaxing services where they just turn it up into mulch, or you can have it mulched and hauled off. I mean, it sounds like you're probably in Central Texas if we're talking cedar. I would just assume leave it as mulch. It is great compost. It's good for the soil because it's going to decompose over time. And that coupled with the fact that you're going to pay money to have it hauled off, and you know what they're going to do with it? They're going to haul it to a yard where they're going to sell it as mulch to somebody. So I don't, unless it's just that unsightly for you and your family, you just don't want it. I mulch it up and leave it there and let it decompose, or mulch it up, put it in a pile and use it yourself for your own, flower beds and things like that over time.
All right. Awesome. And we've got Meredith saying that she was already in talks with my team for us to come on out there. So you guys heard it. We have a Brazoria coming. Very exciting.
Nice.
And then I know Charlie is asking about prices, and we had tapped somebody to get those for us. So as soon as we get that pricing for you, we can. We have it. Okay.
Well, we're getting close. Wendy is okay. So actually, we had divide and conquer. Here we go. I'm gonna give credit to mother-son team. Wendy,
all right.
Spring, Dylan Sled and Katie, two fantastic regional sales managers. Dylan put together the Paladuro E. It's hard to get it completely dialed in, Charlie, because of the flooring and the plumbing fixtures and light fixtures and all that. But certainly with the custom options that are there on the Paladuro, you're probably around $570 for the Paladuro as it's built out there at our model home park in San Marcos. It's probably like $531, Dylan's saying, with just the custom options, and figure another $40,000 or so in upgrades of amenities or fixtures and things like that. And then Wendy, God, they're so smart. I asked one, they're like, just divide and conquer. That's why they're doing what they're doing, and I'm blabbing on TV. So Canyon, Montgomery County, you're probably around $485, and that's Wendy, who, by the way, just celebrated her 20th anniversary on the 18th. So,
wow. Congratulations.
That pricing comes with experience behind it.
She's way more excited about the grandbaby, though.
Well, yeah.
I can fully promise you that. So all those prices were Montgomery County, and it is April 23rd, 2024. All right. Awesome. We've got Heather saying that's my house, the Barton Springs. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. We got Tracy saying, I love that we could customize our home. We started with the Angelina, added the San Jacinto kitchen, walk-in pantry, and utility room with pocket door and master closet. Awesome. Those are great changes. Suzette is saying, we were told the lender will not close if our manufactured home is on the land. Is there documentation that I can use so that this is not an issue? Selling our home is not an option for us.
Okay, well, there are some options potentially, because I think she was the same one with the platting, right? Replatting or platting?
Yes.
So one option is to make the mobile home no longer on that property without moving it, which it would be a survey out. I don't know if that's an option where you're building in your county, in your precinct, in your city, or whatever. Some places will let you do it. Some places will not. So a couple of things at play there. Number one, if there is a loan on the mobile home, they're the first people you have to ask. The lien holder, if there is a note still being paid, they're the first ones you have to ask for guidance. Hey, what are my options here? Clearly, the land it's sitting on is worth more than it was when you first put it out there, because all land in Texas, I don't care where you are, it has gone up. Maybe not every single house, but all land. So there really aren't. The only option I know for that is VA. So if you or your significant other are a veteran and are eligible for that VA benefit, that I don't believe they make you move it off. But outside of that, it's going to have to get like FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, any conventional note. It is required. You cannot have two single-family residences on one piece of collateral property. So that's the sticking point. It's a federal guideline that, again, they make an exception for veterans, for VA. So the way around that is, like I said, is you physically or imaginary line cut it out. But again, a lot of things at play there. You got to be sure the county is okay with that. You got to be sure that the septic and all that that's on that mobile home is totally separate and standalone and fully functioning apart from the land that the house is going to be on. So it might be more of like an in-person meeting to walk you through that. If you have a copy of a survey, bring it in with you. 8 to 12 months sounds like a long time on a plat. it's not outside the realm, but most of them are 4 months. But that's, there are some exceptions to that, as there are everywhere. So that's something I
depends
think
on where
a
you
deeper
are.
dive is involved in, Suzette. But it's worth the journey, because there might be a way to make it work. So don't give up.
Okay. All right. Heather was sharing on her Barton Springs. They added so many options. They did the 4th bedroom and doubled the back porch. Oh, wow. That's an amazing back porch then. Flipped the garage to the left and is facing the other direction. Awesome. All right. We got Tracy saying that they also enlarged the porch. Our home is literally on top of a 45 to 50-foot hill that back porch will overlook down to the pond. We're excited. Not so sure the concrete guys are. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Nice.
And Heather's saying that the cathedral ceilings are huge. Yes, they are. Absolutely. And they're continuing to discuss that this is literally the best model. Those windows and porch and the master bath is what sold me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's worked well everywhere. Everywhere we've had it built twice, actually, 2 different places as a model home, and it's killer every time. It's a knockout to look at.
Eric, Chad is asking, where's the space to enjoy your morning cup of coffee?
So I appreciate that, Chad. And I'm actually at a conference. You can tell I'm not at home turf. I'm in a hotel. And I will tell you, one of the sessions we had was on branding and how important consistency is when establishing a brand, which I, of course, took to mean that I can say the same stupid things over and over again in the videos, and it matters. So I apologize for not saying where we could enjoy a cup of coffee. But yeah, you definitely could enjoy a cup of coffee in that house. I actually haven't.
Definitely on that back porch. I think it's a good spot.
I might have had a cup of
the
coffee.
island's a good place for a bowl of cereal. I think
while we were shooting. Oh, here we go. Now we're just picking up silly euphemisms. I'm gonna start using big complicated words. That's what I'm gonna do. You talk about not being on brand. We'll figure that out real quick.
Just make sure they mean what you think they mean. Don't pull a Princess Bride on me. We got Wes saying this is a gorgeous house. Yes, it is. It is definitely one of my personal favorites and has always been one of our best sellers. He's saying, what's the average build time on a house like this?
7-8 months of actual construction.
Yep. Which Heather is saying that they started theirs right after Thanksgiving and it's almost done. So
please don't make me a liar. Okay, we're close.
Yeah, we're close. We're close. Almost done. We got Jessica saying, I have a question about appraisal. We just got ours back in and it came at $38,000 less than the amount we were paying for the house. We're waiting for follow-up from Wagon Hill, but could you shed any light on why this would be?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely can. I hate that happened. Wagon Hill has great resources with appraisers, so they're going to evaluate. They're going to look at the comps, the comparable sales. But yeah, in a situation like that, what typically happens is they're having to go maybe sometimes far away to find comps or comparable sales. So to do a proper appraisal, the appraiser is tasked with going, and there's stipulations, right? Just like there are on moving that mobile home or whatnot. Comparable sales, for example, have to be about the same size, okay, in approximately the same area that have closed in the last 6 months. Closed in the last 6 months. They can be new construction, they can be resale, doesn't matter. The problem with that is the more rural the area in some cases, depending on the area specifically, if someone had to sell their home quick, a depressed sale, something like that, for better or for worse, that goes in the MLS as a comparable sale. And in some cases, there just aren't that many. And so they have to go further out. I've seen them go 15, 20, 26 miles away for a comparable sale. And then that gets discounted based on how far away it is. And all these are rules and regs that are determined by the housing and urban development. So the flip side is also true. We've had homes come back and they appraise for $50,000 more than what the contract is. The contract price has nothing to do with the appraised value of it in a given area. It has to do with what's that house cost to build, period. How many man hours, how much labor, how much lumber, how much concrete. It's not driven at all by the market. The market, though, does determine what the appraised value is. I know it's hard to find good news in this, Jessica. The good news is you know this before you ever start construction, exactly what position you would be in, because what a lot of builders do, particularly on some cases in construction loans, they get all the way to the end and do the appraisal, and you find out 60 days before the house is finished, oh, by the way, it's $30,000 less, and you'll need to make that up with cash. So in cases like this, we have a couple of options. The first option is going to be, we're going to see if that appraiser will make some adjustments, or we
Mhm.
may have to find another appraiser. That might be an option too. I'll leave that up to the judgment of John and Jennifer over at Wagon Hill. That also sometimes we have to do things to the house, take things away from the house that don't also take away from the value. So there may be some upgrades or things like that we can remove.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the first course of action is always go back and make sure that the appraiser understands the full value. So we'll go back with every option you guys have chosen for that house, make sure that they understood exactly what was going into it, make sure they understand the quality of construction, because sometimes they don't. And it's rare, but sometimes they don't. They just look at it and go. So we'll look at all those options first before we come back and we'll present you with a couple of different solutions. But yeah, it can happen. We could see it come back lower. We've seen it come back higher. It's totally dependent on what has closed in that area in the last 6 months. Obviously, there's not nearly as many homes closing now as there was a year or 2 years ago. And so the comps are tougher, a little bit tougher to come by than they were then.
Okay. Makes sense. We got Valerie saying, "Hi, I'm new to the Tilson Homes fan club. Does Tilson build on the outskirts of Corpus Christi? I just purchased 2.5 acres of land and have ideas for a custom build. However, we would need someone to walk us through from the initial design through the move-in ready phase."
Yeah, so I'm guessing if you're in Nueces County, I'm gonna defer to Tom and our construction team. They'll probably do it because we do build in Rockport. We have built in Nueces County. We have built in Corpus Christi. I would just want to be sure that's an area that they're comfortable servicing still. I think it is, but we can double check that and see. If you want to shoot us a private message, we'll get over to the Tom and or Jeff Waite, one of those two gentlemen, and let us know if they'll do that. But again, we do Rockport. I think we have 2 or 3 under construction right now in Aransas County, so
Yeah.
shouldn't be a big deal.
So yeah, if you just shoot us a private message, kind of with the address or a little bit more on the location of the property, we can get that.
Can you do pin drops through Facebook Messenger? Maybe you can. I don't know.
You could probably send me like your Google pin drop if you wanted to do that. Yeah, just some information about the location, because that's what it's going to come down to, is what else is going on around it. We've got Alexander saying, "Question on flooring, stained concrete, the pros and cons, and do you have some samples of what that would look like?"
I'm gonna hang up and listen, Dawn. You can have at it.
So the pros are, it is very durable and it is very beautiful as long as you are expecting what you're getting. So one of the things with stained concrete, it's kind of, you'll hear us say this too about countertop choices of granite versus quartz, but more so honestly in stained concrete. But quartz, if you are is the way to go if you are looking for a very consistent color. I want it to look exactly like this sample that you showed me. Everything is going to be uniform. It's going to be one color. Whereas granite is, a natural material. You're going to see more variations in colors and patterns, and the sample that you see is not going to be exactly like what you get. Same rule kind of applies to stained concrete. It is a more, your concrete is out there. It's exposed to the elements differently. Within the concrete itself, the chemical makeup is a little bit different. So when we put the stain on top of it, it's not going to be one consistent solid color throughout. It's not, if you've seen like an epoxy flooring and how that all looks exactly the same, that is not what you're getting in stained concrete. You are going to get variations in pattern. You are going to get imperfections that happen during construction. Sometimes it can be something cute, like a leaf fell down and left a leaf print, and oh, isn't that precious and beautiful? Sometimes it can be, hey, this guy dropped something right here. We guessed a little chip that we're going to have to patch. All of that stuff is what's going to come out. And if that is what you were going into stained concrete expecting, and understanding that that's the beauty of it, it's a great flooring, very, very durable, more comparable in price to kind of a, level 2 LVP. So very affordable as well if you're looking for more of a higher end look. The cons are exactly what I said. You're going to get variations in color. You're going to get different, anything that happened to that slab during construction. If there was a boo-boo, you're going to see it. Those types of things. The other thing that we do sometimes see in stained concrete, how carpet will wear down where you walk on it lots and lots. Same thing will happen in stained concrete. You will get some wear patterns if you have areas that people walk on a lot. So just a few things to keep in mind. I think it's a beautiful option if as long as you know what you're expecting. But if you are looking for consistent, I want it all to be one color, go with a different type of flooring. We have a lot of options out there for you. Did I cover it, Eric?
Crushed it. Yep, I have nothing to add.
Right. All right, we got Melanie asking, can you do double front doors on the Polidoro C?
I was pulling that up. Thanks for reminding me. I had all the way to the Paladero, then I got excited about some question.
You want to hear me talk about stained concrete?
The answer is yes. So it probably wouldn't be two 3-foot wide doors. It probably wouldn't be two 3080 doors. It'd probably be two, like maybe 2880 or 2680. But yes, it can be done. And I have on my house, I have double 2880 doors, so it's not a big deal for them. Nobody uses the front door that much anyway. But yeah, so there is room to do it. I don't think there's quite enough room to do two 3-foot doors, but maybe.
Okay. All right. Cindy is asking, is there a second story with bonus and theater room home completed we can see? Can the cathedral ceiling and porch be built with a second story bonus and theater room?
Okay, so
I think we're talking specifically about, are we talking specifically about the Barton Springs, or are you just talking in general? I
was saying, in general, the rock wall is a good example where, yes, you could theoretically do that. On the Barton Springs, you could probably do it. We need to make the garage a little bigger, and we're going to have to sacrifice some space. Okay, she's at Barton Springs, where you got to sacrifice the space somewhere downstairs for a staircase. But we could probably do the bonus and theater room over the garage. But we would
actually over the pre-designed one is
Right.
It's looking like it's lining up at the dining area kitchen into the family room. So yeah, you're going to lose the cathedral ceiling.
Yeah, but we could probably design it in a way to put it over on the other side of the house, over the garage. You need a taller plate height on the garage. It's going to look a little bit different. It's going to look a little, maybe not quite as scaled as it looks here, but it's something we could accomplish, and that would be probably the only way that you could maintain the cathedral ceiling on the porch and family room. And if James is watching, he's probably going to scold me, but I know it can be
all right. We have a portfolio meeting on Thursday.
Thursday. Oh yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah, there must be something being covered there, because I'm coming to that one.
All right. We've got Jason saying we are going with stained concrete, and they have tons of color options for you to look at. Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot to address that part, Alexander. Yes, we do have multiple stain samples that we can show you, and the color options that you have, they'll show you in the design center. And then if you choose to go forward with stained concrete, what's actually going to happen is before they apply the stain throughout your home, they're going to go into like a more inconspicuous area, like in a secondary closet, and do like a little sample. Because like I mentioned, it's going to be a little bit different based on the actual chemical composition of the concrete in the area. So they're going to show you what that looks like and make sure that you like that and want that throughout the rest of your home. So they'll do a little tweaking on it for you after you pick your color. And then Alexander saying, I'm trying to get the schedule fees for my connection and suggestions on sewer and water line size pipelines.
Okay, so sewer is going to be a 4-inch for sure. And then water line, it depends how far you're going, Alexander. I mean, most water, usually inch and a quarter is plenty. But if you're going over probably 100 feet, I would bump up to 1.5 to 2 inch. My water source is 330 feet from my house, and I have 2-inch PVC, and I don't have any pressure issues at all.
Okay, awesome.
With water, I have other pressure issues, but nothing with water.
We have a lot of other pressures. But we got Charlie asking, does Tilson do balconies? For example, on the Canyon model home, could there be a walkout balcony from that bonus room upstairs?
There can, as long as it's over that covered porch. Yeah, so that would take, again, some design modification. But yes, we will do balconies as long as they're not over living area. We'll do them over other porches.
Okay.
I mean, garage for that. I'm not doing a garage at all. I'm not doing anything that has sheetrock. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Chad's actually cracking me up. He said he was about to ask about cereal next, so he was glad I addressed that for you.
Hey, look, I love,
we see everybody loves consistency. So
yeah, and bad press better than no press. So y'all go ahead and keep laying it on.
Again, we got our money's worth for our talent. Cindy asking, do you have a list of the additional cost items not included in the home construction cost, like concrete driveway, landscaping, additional land leveling needed for home foundation, etc.?
Well, so Cindy, it varies so much on every house. The answer is no, as far as a finite list that we can just hand you. You will have a list of many of those things after your site evaluation meeting with us.
Mhm.
So we'll have a lot more dialed in. We'll know exactly how far away you are from the street for your water lines, electrical lines, construction and or permanent driveway. So a lot of that stuff is revealed at that point in time. Some of that stuff you can get pretty doggone accurate now on Google Earth. If you know about where you want your house to go, you might even sit down with your design consultant and like measure it on Google Earth. If y'all don't know how to do that, sales consultants, Google it and it'll help you. Good news, Google owns YouTube, so they have the two largest search engines on the planet. You can figure it out.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, you can pull the engine out of a car in between. No big deal. So as far as landscaping and flat work goes, we don't have a number dialed in for landscaping because it varies so much what customers want to do. Do they want to have irrigation? Do they not want to have irrigation? Are they wanting xeriscaping with just native grasses so they don't have to water it? That's what most of our customers do. So we don't have that. In some areas, we definitely have people we could refer you to, but not across the board everywhere. So, but all the other things you're talking about, yes, we have those. And probably if you sit down with your sales consultant for a little bit and tell them, where you're building exactly, and they'll be able to dial you in pretty roughly what those numbers are, with the exception of probably landscape.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and launch us into looking at the bedrooms of the home, just so we can
Fine.
make sure that we get through the tour for the people who came for it.
I
So
told
we're
you it
going
was
to
just
take
a
a look
kickoff.
at the bedrooms and the studies.
All right, keep asking your questions. So the Barton Springs is a true split floor plan in that the master suite is the opposite side of the home from the spare bedrooms. And as you make your way into the master suite, you're going to realize what a tranquil escape it is from the day-to-day life. Beautiful natural light pouring in the windows in the back, massive room with room for king-size bed, king-size furniture. It does have separate his and hers walk-in closets, one actually accessed from the master, the other one is in the master bathroom. And that is really the secret jewel of the Barton Springs, the master bathroom. You go in there, you're gonna see a huge tub, beautiful separate shower with our semi-frameless glass system, gorgeous window over the tub, letting all the natural light pour in, his and hers vanities, laundry hamper cabinets, all kinds of space to really accommodate a family that's living there all the time. So the spare bedrooms of the Barton Springs are located on the opposite side of the home from the master suite, right off the kitchen, which is really great for either kiddos that are living there growing up. They can get there, get their snacks, get back to doing their homework, or guests that are staying for a while. They have kind of their own private space, come out, get a cup of coffee, back to their room. Those two bedrooms share a bathroom. And of course, we have all kinds of custom options we can do to accommodate different family layouts. As you walk in the foyer of the Barton Springs model, immediately to your left, you're going to see a great big study that can easily accommodate a work from home situation, a remote learning situation, but also we have it set up where if you needed to, you could easily wall it off and make it a fourth bedroom, and there's a number of options you can do to make it more of a private fourth bedroom, should that be what you need.
All right, so yeah, big, beautiful bedroom spaces. So this is that master bedroom that we were showing you. And again, we've got a wall of windows, bringing in the light from outside. And I also really like the high window kind of above the bed because it still makes that wall usable, but is also bringing in some natural light to it. So I think that's a really smart design. And you can see down in the bottom picture the door to the his closet that is off of the bedroom. Again, very, very nice size closet, just not quite as big as what we're going to see next. But yeah, big, beautiful bedroom. So this is the master bathroom. And like I was saying, this is alternate master bath one is what you're seeing. So it's got that large walk-in shower plus the separate soaking tub. You've got dual vanities. You've got lots of storage space. You've got the two linen cabinets there side by side. So just lots of storage, and through those doors are the very nice second closet. And so you've got huge space in there. And unfortunately, I do not have a picture of that, even though I thought I did, but you saw it in the video.
Trust us,
It's massive. Trust us, it's massive.
Massive.
These are the two additional bedrooms that are on the opposite side of the house. So this is tucked behind the kitchen off of its own hallway. So everybody has their own space. So two gorgeous bedrooms. You've got the back, bedroom 3, which is, we've staged more as like the girls' room. It's got 2 big, beautiful windows. So that's the benefit in that room. And then the front room's a little bit bigger than the back room, but both are very good size and they have a lot of closet space in them. So both great bedrooms. And I put the floor plan there so that you can see that. And they share this hallway bath, which gives them a lot of space. Huge countertop area. So one of them can put all their stuff on one side, one of them can put all their stuff on the other, and it's no problem sharing that bathroom. So good space there. And then you've got that study, which it is right off the foyer. So it's set aside kind of in its own little zone of the house. It also does have a closet in it. So, as we've talked about, it's very easy to convert this into a 4th bedroom. We do have the option to convert it into a formal dining room if you really want that space, but we have staged it as a study. So it's just a great working area, very generous sized room.
Massive,
Up on the front of the house and kind of tucked away from the main noise of the rest of the house of what's going on. So yeah, good space. But let's see. I know we have a few more questions, so let me get to those. We have Danielle asking, can you customize anything on your existing floor plans, and what hidden fees come up that we should be aware of?
Well, Danielle, we can't tell you they would be hidden anymore. Lee. Yes. So Dawn, give her the speech about how we customize. What are our limitations in customization?
Okay, so we have 3 limitations for how you can customize your home, and I will give credit to Holly Wilson, who was our regional sales manager in San Marcos and worked there for years before she retired. And she defined the 3 rules the best I've ever heard, which are: you are limited by the laws of physics, your budget, and the building code. As long as whatever change you want to make is within that, pretty much we can do it. There are a few things we won't do, like Eric mentioned earlier. We're not going to put a balcony over a living area because it's going to leak and everybody's going to have a bad time. So if you want a balcony, it's going over a porch. It's going over a porch or non-living space, things like that. We don't do basements because that's just a pool eventually in Texas because of water, things like that. But for the most part, yes, you can change whatever you like, and you can work with our team to do that. We do not charge you any fees to do those designs. I know there are some builders who actually charge you a design fee. We don't do that. We'll work with you to make whatever changes you like. You're only going to pay the cost of the additional materials that would go into the home. That's where the price is going to change. As for hidden fees, Eric jokes, but yeah, we don't have any hidden fees. There are things, you are seeing prices on our website. Those are not including things that are going to vary in each home. So the things like the land prep items that we're talking about, because we don't know how big your property is or what needs to be done to it. Same thing with if you're looking for, doing your driveways, clearing the lot, sewer, septic or sewer connections, things like that, because that's going to be variable based on your property. So we don't put that into our base prices, and we work with you to kind of identify those things and make sure you have those prices before you move forward with us.
Yeah, and it's great points there. And the things that come up most frequently, but again, they're all tackled before we start construction. That is, clearing, construction drive, septic system, permit, even in most cases, is applied to that. Some of the things to think about, though, that I guess could be let's hidden. I don't want to dismiss that too much, Danielle. I didn't mean to do that. So some of the subdivisions that we get into, the deed restrictions require some things that maybe aren't in that base pricing that Don's talking about on the website. So, if they require a $2,000 application fee and then a $3,000 builder deposit, okay, well, we would definitely cover the builder deposit because that's to cover damage that the builder would do to like the roads or gate or something. But the application fee wouldn't necessarily be included, so we charge that. If they require something outside of our ordinary trash container, there's some places, Weston Lakes in Fort Bend County, Texas, it is a city now. They require a 2-inch water line for daily street washdown. Okay. That's not going to be covered in our base pricing. So those are things, that's an extreme example, but that's a real example. So those are things that wouldn't be in the base and could be construed as a hidden cost. Like, why wouldn't you just cover that? Like, well, we can't just cover everything. A road bore in a city, some of these municipalities, maybe you're building on a lot and the water or sewer is across the street, and they are going to require their city-approved contractor, of course, to do a street cut or a road bore to bring that sewer or water underneath the road, and whereby they're going to have to shut down half the road for one day and the other half for the other day. Like, those would not be included. And so certainly those could be construed as hidden fees. But again, those are all things that are going to be revealed before we start construction.
Right.
So I hope that helps. That we may not have.
Yeah, I think I'd use the more additional rather than hidden, because we're not trying to hide anything from you. It's just these are things that we can't find out until we get deeper into your property. The only other one that I would think of is it maybe foundation. If the soil investigation finds that we need to do something a little bit extra that's not included in the base, that would be an additional cost to you. But again, like Eric was saying, all of that you would know before we even start construction. So if it's not going to work, we can part friends. At that point, it's not like you're going to get on construction. We're going to be like, hey, by the way, we will know all of it before we start construction. So hopefully that helps. We got Donna asking, are butcher block counters an option for a kitchen island?
I'm not going to say no. I don't know that we have a provider at the ready. So I'm not going to say carpet blank yes, that we can do it everywhere, but it's certainly something that I would not mind our Zach Shell, our VP of Vendor Management, inquiring about. My biggest concern would not be the installation of them. That's really simple. My wife did one for the bathroom in our barn, of all things. But she's way that it
talented,
is,
I'm going to say, though, like,
she
Rachel's
is,
very talented.
And the service agreement is, of course, I have to service it. So my concern would be that it's something that's properly sealed and is not going to, what I have seen them do over time with exposure to moisture and not sealed properly is they will warp one way or the other. And that becomes unsightly and in some cases unusable. So that would be the only, I want to be sure that whatever we procured to do that, it isn't just hey, we ran and found some butcher block and we're going to put it on there and sand it and put polyurethane on it and pretend like that's going to be okay. That's not going to cut it. You want something that is designed for kitchen wear. So get with your design consultant and let's do an inquiry with our countertop contractor and see if they have a solution. And then if not, we can maybe look at some other avenues from there.
Okay, awesome. We got Melanie saying, thank you for the info on the door. One more question on the Apollo C. Can you do the 4th bedroom and 3rd bath and still have the exterior covered patio?
Whew. Getting very specific. I'm not sure if I have the resources I need to answer that one without leading somebody astray. So it was the 4th bedroom with 3rd bath, kind of like the model that we have, if I understand that right. And then still do the extended porch. Is that? Yes,
the extended covered porch.
So let's see here. Might be have to default to our friend David Douglas out and do call a lifeline. So you can
see if I can get the work copy too. And
I've got it pulled up and I'm working with it, but I just don't see extended. Here we go. Yeah, you can do that. What's going to happen is the extended cover porch is going to have, it's probably why the website's not doing it, but that extended cover porch is going to have, the bedroom's going to kind of part on there. So you'll be able to see about 2 feet or so of hardy plank on the far left side. So if you're standing on the porch looking backwards, looking onto your property, that far left end, instead of just being wide open over there, there's going to be like a 2.5 foot section of hardy that is basically the back right corner of that newly added bedroom with the full bath. So, but yes, it can still be done. That we want to be sure that it's going to overlap and actually sit on the porch because we'd want that concrete beam to be continuous through there for structural stability. But yeah, it can be done.
Okay, awesome. We got Denise asking if we do landscaping.
In some places we do, Denise. I know you're building in Washington County, and I'm certainly comfortable with a couple of recommendations. So if you send us a direct message, it wouldn't be Tilson doing them. There are places where we absolutely do it. In a case like this, I'd rather just put you in contact with a contractor that we know, love, and trust and have experience with, and let them guide you on that part of the process. Typically, it's recommended to do that after completion and closing and you moved in. I know that sounds kind of unorthodox compared to a production subdivision build, but it's really better to do that and have a better idea of what you're wanting to do with the space, because subdivision makes it easier because your neighbor has to do something, that neighbor has to do something, yours is predetermined what's going to be done, right? That's not the case on your property. Like, you have a blank canvas and you can do whatever you want. And so I encourage people, and I bet this is based on the 2 Tilson homes I've built and moved into, like, do a little bit of living in it and see how you use the space before you spend a bunch of money. You're going to spend 5 figures putting landscaping in, only that to be like, well, if I'd have done it different, So, and the person I'd recommend to you, he's going to be comprehensive with gutters, downspouts, drainage, and that's the biggest thing, is making sure that whatever positive drainage that we leave when for the foundation, that's sacred, has to be maintained regardless of what you do with landscaping. So.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, keep putting your questions in. We are going to come and answer all of them, but I do want to make sure we have hit the hour mark. I want to make sure everybody who came to see the Barton Springs gets to see the rest of the house. So we're going to share the final video and take you through the rest of the house, but keep putting your questions in. We will answer every single one.
Okay. Also, immediately off the foyer of the Barton Springs, when you walk in, you're going to see that we have a half bath for guests to use, a great big storage space, and one of the largest utility spaces that we have standard in any home, which is exactly what you're going to need if you're going to have to put a deep freeze or something like that in there, living in a rural lifestyle and going to the store maybe not as frequently, and needing a place to store all of those goods for you and your family. Obviously, when you walk into the family room, you can't help but notice the beautiful outdoor living space that we've opted for. And again, we've opted to do the cathedral ceiling in the family room that extends out onto the patio, which is really, really beautiful, and why most of our customers are buying this land and moving out there. But the outdoor space can easily accommodate a large group of people. We've opted to go with some real soffit, which is a natural wood product that has a pre-finished stain on it, to just really complete that custom outdoors look and just accommodate a lot of people in a really beautiful space. You're going to notice a number of custom options that we've done on the Barton Springs to kind of show you what you could do to make this home your own. The most obvious one is going to be the 2.5 car garage that we've put. So we opted to do that garage that could easily accommodate 2 full-size vehicles, and kind of a toy area that could easily accommodate your riding lawnmower, ATV, side-by-sides, or anything like that for that rural lifestyle. A number of other custom options. Again, we've already mentioned the cathedral ceiling, the family, and the porch. You're going to notice the fireplace with a full stone face. But there are countless other custom options we can do, like 4th bedrooms, Jack and Jill baths, optional master bath layouts, optional kitchen layouts, that can really do anything you want to make the home your own, in addition to being able to select all your finishes. So the light fixtures, the plumbing fixtures, the stain of the mantles and the doors, the door hardware, the cabinet hardware, the cabinet color, really the possibilities are endless. So thank you again for joining us on a tour of the beautiful Barton Springs model home in Georgetown. We hope you come see it soon, and we genuinely soon hope to make you part of the Tilson family.
And I should unmute us. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Dawn.
So yeah, that's the rest of the beautiful home. I'll say what I was saying again. So you saw, there's that great powder room for guests. You've got a big utility room. We have the huge garage on the porch, on the house. And then you've also got that wonderful rear covered back porch that is just made this plan a favor, because I think this was the first model that we put that on, and it's been so popular. It's been added to almost every other home that we have in the portfolio, either by us or just by the customers that built it. So yeah, great plan. Like Eric talked about, there's lots of custom options, and you can explore the majority of those on our website. Like we were talking about with the Paula Duro, the website is a little limited. It won't let you combine everything that can be combined. So if you're seeing that you're adding something and some other option is going away and it's not really making sense to you, just ask us. It's probably something we can do. It's just limitations of the online system. Our drafting team is way less limited because they can just start moving stuff to make it work. So yeah, just ask us and we can make those changes for you. Including, we've got Donna asking for one. Can the bathroom vanity laundry hampers be replaced with standard shelves? Yeah, absolutely. And then we got Danielle saying, with the Harrisburg, when changing things online, it does not allow me to add the side garage and have the alternative kitchen. Straight island, can that not be done? That is probably one of those things that I was talking about, but let me take a quick.
I wasn't able to replicate that problem. I only see one
Oh,
alternate
okay.
kitchen on the Harrisburg, and so maybe I've got something mixed up. But I was able to add both the left or right side garages that would without any issue. Now there may be another custom option that's selected preventing it, but when I did the alternate kitchen, I'm able to add on the Harrisburg. So unless I'm reading that wrong, I'm able to add. You're right, but suffice to say, just like Don said, if you're finding a limitation like that online, it's probably not.
It's probably not actual limitation. It's just a limitation of the system. Because I'm able to do it too. It'll actually let me put 2 garages on it. So you can
as you should.
As you should. So you should be able to do that, no problem. We've got Charlie saying a couple of Republic Grand Ranch included items questions. The 150 feet of driveway that's included. How wide is the driveway? And if it's curved, how is the length measured? And does it include widening at the garage, etc.?
Yeah, great question. So basically what it ends up being is about 2,500 square feet of driveway. So however you choose to use that up, I think that's about right. Double check with the team there in Huntsville at the Bills Republic or in Spring. But it's 12 feet wide, typically at the narrowest point. So it's going to flare out at the road where the culvert is, where the bar ditch, and it'll narrow down, and then it'll flare back out again at your garage. And so if you take kind of a meandering path through the woods to get to your home, obviously you're going to use up that amount at some point. But it's based on a square footage of flat work that is included. That's a great question.
Okay. And let's see. And he's also asking, using the Polidoro as an example, if we have a narrower lot, could the 2 guest kids' rooms be moved upstairs to where the bonus room would go?
It's possible, yes. So the house is probably going to look a little out of scale. We'd want to do something to that left side of the home. Polidoro is a good example because the staircase is on the other side. So it's already over there where the kitchen and pantry and utility room, all that is. And the bonus, and if you do like the bonus and theater room option, that's how I would foresee doing that, which puts it over kind of the kitchen family room area. But well, I mean, I don't know if you're building a Republic Grand Ranch or not. You're probably not going to have that problem in Republic Grand Ranch. But there might be a few lots where maybe that would be an issue. But I haven't seen very many where that would be a problem. But it could be done. Again, some other design criteria we want to take into in consideration to make sure it looks right, looks to scale.
Okay. Heather is saying she would like to know about our contractor on landscaping. So,
well, tell us where you're building first, Heather. It's not. He's not a statewide guy.
Yeah, tell us where you're building, and we can give you that recommendation. And then we've got Eric saying, see how quick you get done when Eric from Beaumont just sits back and listens.
Yes. I'm not.
But I have made a list of questions for next week. I'm kidding, of course. Great job. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
Then we've got Melanie saying, just have to say the master bath too, and the huge pantry and the Polidoro. See, yes, yeah.
The pantry's outrageous. It really is.
And that same kind of layout that you see in the Polidoro model master bath is available in the Barton Springs as well. So it's going to be standard in several of our plans. Right? It's going to be an option in several of our plans, and this is one of them that you can actually do that layout too. So that's if you guys aren't familiar with that model, that's the one where the freestanding bathtub is actually in the shower. So you've actually got a wet room happening, a wet room kind of spa-like situation happening. So it's very cool. But and the pantry in the Polidoro is ridiculous. It could be a whole nother room. Like it's amazing.
Very cool.
And Heather in Liberty Hill, Texas.
Yeah, so we'll make note of that. My first inclination would be Diamondback Landscaping. Would recommend them. So maybe reach out to them. I think in the Austin, San Marcos, Georgetown markets, they've done work for us. They've done extensive work on landscaping there at our Georgetown Design Center. So they did not plant the trees originally. That was done by the good Lord many, many years ago. So I can't replicate that look. But that's one of the best parts, honestly, about the Barton Springs model is you're walking through these massive live oaks. Like you can't replicate that. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So pretty. All right. And then we've got Jason bidding us farewell. Later, guys. Once again, you both nailed it. Gig 'em.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that.
And
All
that
right.
is the last question I see.
Beautiful. Well, obviously, the journey doesn't have to end here, folks. Thank you all for joining us on this, but we are available 24/7 on our website, playing with the floor plans. You could be like our good friends out in Sealy and get your own Photoshop and start moving
Take some
further
screen
with them.
grabs.
Yep. What else? We got an Instagram page. We got a Facebook page. Obviously, we got a YouTube channel with just hours and hours and hours of content designed specifically to help you make your decision and guide you through the process. We got design centers. We got 12 design centers all over the state with model homes to show you guys. So we got Muddy Boots tours coming up. We just did them at Angleton. We got another one in Columbus. Is that right?
Yeah, we got one. It's in the Altair area of Columbus. So yeah, that one is this weekend. I think we have a couple spots left. If you guys want to head to the website and sign up, if you're in that area, it is a good opportunity, like we were talking about at the beginning, to see a home under construction before we hide all of the mechanical stuff, so you can actually see the quality of the framing and get an explanation of why we do things like we do.
And up to this point, I was unaware that Columbus had suburbs, so this is good to know.
I was not aware either, but Mr. Hazy let me know.
Made it clear.
That
all
we
right.
needed to, that it was Columbus apparently gotten very big.
20-year veteran, by the way, celebrating his 20th anniversary on Monday. We got some veterans in our
We
force.
do.
Yes.
We do.
Or
and then we've got another. Yeah, it's weird because we're not getting any older, but like our tenure keeps going up. It's very strange.
For yourself.
It's very strange. It's very strange. And then we also do have a seminar this weekend in our Melissa office. They will be talking about land prep. So all of those questions, all those things you were hearing us talk about of like clearing the land and getting the construction drive and that kind of stuff, they'll be covering all of those items for you.
And then you can run from there up to WinStar in Oklahoma and make all the money to pay for your house. Everybody wins. It'd be great. Don't recommend that, by the way. That is not a good way to do it. Not a good strategy.
That sounds dicey. We did Melanie was asking, has anyone started building a Tilson in RGR yet? Republic Grand Ranch. Yes, we actually have several people living in their Tilson
we've
homes
closed
in Republic Grand Ranch. Yeah.
And have some under construction and some on contract.
Yep.
And we're building our own in there as well. So yeah, we've got very happy customers living in Republic Grand Ranch. Wendy Flynn Smith comes to mind, a frequenter on here.
Yep. Yeah, lots of things.
We have one more question from Suzette.
One more question from Suzette. Okay. Thank you for all the information. Do you have any recommendations on civil engineers for the plat? Also, the manufactured home is not collateral on my land. Does that change anything in terms
so
of
is it,
closing with
it
it
is
on
it
the land?
On the property that you'd be built? That's I didn't say that very clearly. It is on the collateral property. So in other words, if you have 2 acres or 3 acres or whatever it is, and your mobile home is sitting on that 2 or 3 acres, and you're going to be building the new home on that same 2 or 3 acres, that acreage, you're putting that up to the lender as collateral property. In other words, if you didn't pay your mortgage for some reason on the new home you're building, they can't go, unlike with a mobile home, which they can go physically remove. With a custom home on your land, they cannot take it without taking the land. So that's what makes it collateral property.
Right.
So I didn't say that right. The mobile home's not collateralized. The physical real estate, the dirt on which it sits, is collateralized. You're putting that up as say, hey, this is the equity I have. Obviously, there's no way to take this home back without taking the land with it. That's what I meant by collateralized. We would need to have a better idea of where you're building. I know that YouTube does not have a private message feature. So if you want to email tilsonnews@tilsonhome.com or tilsonnews@tilsonhomes.com, we will gladly get some information.
No home, no S. There's no S on our email addresses. They're weird.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, Bear County. All right. Yeah. So or you can just reach directly out to our Bernie location. And I guarantee you they've walked many customers through the platting and replatting process in both Bear County and the city of San Antonio. And by the way, you might be looking at 8 months in San Antonio. So that might be where that's coming from. But yes, the Bernie location would 100% have recommendations. If not, although they should, and there's your warning, Bernie office, you have like 15 minutes to figure out what else is that. But I'll actually even reach out to the county and say, do you have, and it's a good place to start because they're going to give you people that they enjoy working with or they have successfully worked with in the past, as opposed to just picking somebody willy-nilly and hoping they know what they're doing and the county accepts it. So I do like kind of starting my conversation with the county or the city and say, and just kind of in a very humble hat in hand way, like, hey, look, I'm at a loss. I want to build this beautiful home, which by the way, is going to be higher in property taxes for you guys.
Mhm.
So if we can successfully make this happen, you'll be collecting more in property taxes. So that's not good news for you, but it's good news for them. And I really just need a list or somebody that y'all have dealt with in the past that has successfully guided people through this. Can you help me out? I haven't found too many counties, Harris County being the exclusion, Travis County being the exclusion, that would not help out.
Mhm.
But regardless, reach out to our team in Bernie.
And Susan, I also want to make sure, just to clarify something on the mobile home. Yeah, the manufactured home would need to be off the property before you close. And what we mean by closing is before you move in to the Tilson house. So unless you are planning to build your new house on the exact spot that your manufactured home is on, you can still have it there during construction. I'm not sure if that has been explained to you, because I know you were talking about that it wouldn't be possible for you to move and do all of that. That doesn't actually need to happen until we're getting closer to closing on your house. So it'd be towards the end of construction, and we work with you to make sure that times out okay.
Yeah, you have about
It's
a
not
2-week
something.
period,
Yeah.
basically, from when we're done with the home, that we let you move all of your belongings, your stuff. You move from the mobile home into the new home, and then you got about 2 weeks rent free to allow you time to get the mobile home removed from the property, disconnected all that. Because it's true, the lender will not close until it's gone. But
Right.
Tilson, because we're not doing a construction loan in this particular case, we can let you move it. We sign a little agreement. You have to get your homeowner's insurance activated, and you basically promise to have it moved out within 2 weeks. Otherwise, we can charge rent. But again, I'm going back to the original comment at the beginning of the show that said moving/selling our home is not an option for us. So again,
Yeah,
like
that's
Don's
why I was
point,
wondering, did
I don't know. Yeah,
she, what was she, were we talking about the same thing? Like, this
yeah,
isn't something that needs to happen before construction. We're talking months down the line here.
great
So
point.
just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right.
So, folks, thank you all for watching. Don, thanks for putting this together.
Mhm.
And I don't blame you for the unmuting. I put way too much of the show on you this time because I couldn't get content.
It
I
happens.
knew that great anyway. But anyway, thank you all for bearing with us. We really appreciate you watching, and we're going to keep doing more of these. So don't let's do the last time we hear from you, and we don't have to wait till next week to talk to us. You can talk to us anytime in between there.
Mhm.
But in any case, we look forward to seeing you soon, and we really genuinely soon hope to make you part of the Tilson family. We'll see y'all later.
Bye, everybody.